So when I started, before I registered it and called it the Real Woman Foundation, I was spending my own money and I didn't have a lot of it. But you see, if you have a vision and you're sure about it, you put some skin in the game. Real Woman Foundation, over 25 years ago, was simply me noticing rampant abuse of women in our society. It was simply me noticing young girls on the streets into prostitution, and as you call them today, commercial sex workers, and me not minding my business, literally.
Our main program, like what Real Woman started with, was the Real Woman Seminar.
I was inspired to start the seminars.
A program where we organize other women, sharing the word of God with them, discussing the word of healing.
The very first seminar was December 4th, 1999. And I talked about Be Real and was at Big Chef restaurant on Allen, because that's what I could find. Why I called it the Real Woman was, naturally, I don't like fake. But looking back now, it looks like it sits so well, and that is me. But I wrote that book. It wasn't transcribed. I wrote it. The Real Woman is what I called it. And I talked about taking off the mask. Women, we mask up too much. Masking pain, covering up a lot of stuff. I just like authentic conversations. I want to know where you're coming from, know about me as well. Let life be a two-way street, where we can heal each other and help one another. But honestly, I really despise all things fake. Don't let your life be all fake. Don't be fearful. Be real. Be yourself. And then it became a name for me. It became a slogan, the Real Woman. And I said, okay, I'll adopt it. Let's all be real together. I found a brothel one day. I went in there, chatted someone off. She became my friend, and I continued to go in there from time to time. I just set out to invite these girls to church, but they would never come. When I go to the brothel, share with them about their lives, sometimes give them money I hardly even had. And I began to dream about a place I could take them out into so that they're not in that environment anymore. But I wasn't that financially empowered at that time.
Real Woman works with ex-commercial sex workers and abused ladies.
We have the Peace Villa, where is the shelter where we rehabilitate ex-commercial sex workers, where we also give rehabilitation to abused women and even victims of trafficking.
When I was 19, that was when I moved into the Real Woman.
I first came in contact with the Real Woman Foundation in 2005. At the time, I had been living on the streets of Lagos.
I was staying with a family that I wasn't comfortable with due to the child was trying to sexually abuse me.
After a while, I was able to reconnect with the pastors right from my previous church. She invited me over and said she was going to take me to the foundation. She had heard that they have vocational training for young ladies who had been victims of sexual abuse, had lived on the street, destitute ladies. So it was a rehabilitation center for ladies with varying experiences.
I had to learn how to cook. I have to learn how to do a lot of things, taking care of yourself, getting close to God. There were several trainings that was put out for us, personal hygiene training, etiquette, how to compose yourself in public.
The foundation has a 6 weeks program called A New You. And for that program, there were a number of young ladies, young people who came around to share their own journeys with us, to motivate us, to help us through the journey of, finding your identity, finding who you are, helping us understand that there was much more than whatever the story was. We could overcome and make something of ourselves.
After a while, Real Woman, we brought the Love Home Orphanage.
The love home was inspired by the fact that children were being abandoned. Children were abandoned on the streets. We also had a number of girls that came to us pregnant.
My heart knew that, yes, we're home. We're home. But there was a point at which, even for that one, I was very discouraged, should I say. But we continued going. And I had to do it. The Ministry of Youth and Social Welfare, because for Love Home, we report to them. And one day I was there and they were asking me, they were saying, "Now, why do you give them this kind of," I won't mention the baby formula milk. It was the top range there. These children will be adopted. So when they now get adopted into poor families, how will they cope since you are using silver spoon to raise them? My heart broke. And I was in their office and they went, I just thought, gosh, children who are not breastfed, who are found somewhere and literally left for dead. I knew that you have to rush them with the highest quality of milk. You are talking about how will they make the transition when they are now adopted. It means that there's only rich people that can adopt children from your orphanage. I'm like, seriously? So in my mind, I'm just like, God, get me out of here. And there was a day, I mean, yes, that my staff was there, Ziba. She saw tears just roll down my ears. I wanted to say, Esukuni, which means, yeah, cry. Because I just thought, how can you be so callous? And I couldn't tell them to their faces.
The Love Home Orphanage, the shelter for the children. I know we are still counting, but I know we have done over 105 children has been sheltered, have been cared, nurtured, and trained in the home. And for the ladies' shelter, which we call the Peace Villa, we have rehabilitated over 130 women.
I attended Lee City University at Ibadan. We are living like our parents were extremely rich. If we don't tell you this is where we are coming from, you will never know this is where we are coming from. Because what they're giving us, it was more than enough.
Those experiences that I had at the Real Woman Foundation, really truly life-changing experiences, have become the foundation for everything that I do today. In my work currently, I get to do a fair bit of consulting work. I work in community as well. I consult for government. I work with academic institutions, consult for the private sector as well, and more increasingly in the public sector space. My experience, the opportunities that have been afforded me through my journey, through my experience with the Real Woman Foundation, have really paved that way.
They made me the woman I am today. They trained, they released you. So like meeting life now, there's no challenge I could meet. I could pick up of my experience and I will see how to dust it. I will come out strong.
It's been quite the incredible journey, and I am forever grateful for what opportunities have been afforded me as part of that journey. Thank you.
I think for me, Real Woman Foundation, Love Home Orphanage, they're healing centers. I'm not a healer per se. God is the healer. But I think these are channels to let God's healing power flow. Healing of trauma over time. Love truly heals when I look back. And I'm just blessed to have this legacy of being that channel and see it evolve. I see them beneficiaries of this program or this work, paying it forward, going on to do great things. So they know their roots. They know where they were healed and taken care of, and they do not forget.
Doing what we do more on a lighter scale.
More of what we're doing, great stuff. And that's compassion with excellence.
Exposure for real woman. because a lot of our work, if we don't know what we do,
Having more impact areas than what we do now.
Such a powerful gene, that vision, and I'm glad that people like you, intervene, media, and all of that, plus my staff, plus volunteers, in the past 25 years, was people have come and gone. I've not done it alone. And I'm so grateful. I pray that 25 years now stays and just doing more of what will be caused. Thank you.